All right. Good morning again, Cypher friends. This is the Middle Man coming at you again from Walker Studio. I'm back here in Studio B. As usual, we thank God and we give God all the praise and honor and glory for life, health, and strength. And we thank Him for each and every one of you, my Cypher friends. You already know who you are. We are taking a break again. We was listening to a few videos on YouTube, and I decided I would go ahead on and been kind of under the weather all yesterday. I really didn't do too much yesterday. I was under the weather. One of them old, I call them bad days, but God give us all our days. If you woke up and didn't see your name in the obituary, that was a good day. But we always say, that we have the people that in the diabetic community. In other words, they say we have good days and bad days. In other words, we have days when we don't feel so well, and then we have days that we be on top of the world. And I must admit, people, I cannot deny the truth, and that has been the very truth. Because ever since I became here with this here dreaded, you just might as well call it what it is. It's an enemy. It's a disease of the enemy. It's part of the curse. And I have days when I feel on top of the world, and then I have days like today, yesterday rather, because it's a new day now. But we feeling pretty good at this moment, and we thank God for it. But on yesterday, it was not so. I was up, down. I was kind of practically laid around all day, sleeping off and on and everything. But nevertheless, we give God the glory still for being as well as He is. And we talking tonight. In other words, I wanted to make mention, and I named this here video. As y'all can see, it's called Memories. Memories. And matter of fact, God made us so complex. We are very complex individuals. God created us very unique. In other words, when it came to us as a human, God took special attention to making and the designing of our bodies, and everything about our makeup is just totally magnificent. When God looked at us, He saw His best work. And believe it or not, I was sitting around, and all this afternoon, after I finally did arise and not go totally back to sleep again, I was thinking about my buddy, my longtime friend. Um, he got killed in our senior year in high school, and Calvin Cook. Me and Calvin were very close. We were good buddies. We played basketball in the high school together, and down on the schoolyard in the park and everything. And Calvin was a guy. That boy could dance. Oh my God, that boy could dance. Woo, he was a real good dancer and everything. We really had a great time. He could play a lot of good basketball. He was a good ball player. And so all of us, we used to have such a great time at the park, at the city park, and we would go there. Matter of fact, on the day that he got killed, I was at the park, and I had tried to get my buddy. I wanted to take him home. I had a 10-speed bike. I reckon that they still have those bicycles around. Y'all know, if you old as I am, you know what a 10-speed is. I'm quite sure. And my grandmama had bought me a very nice one. It was yellow gold. It had the shining rims on it and everything. I had it dressed up to the max. And I wanted to take Calvin home that Saturday. It was a Saturday before Mother's Day. I never will forget it. It's inside the book, y'all. This is stories inside my book. In other words, I could not. I almost didn't put it in there, but I said no. I wanted to mention my buddy, but I never will forget. It was on a Saturday before Mother's Day, and it was in Saturday before the second Sunday in May. And matter of fact, we were just about getting ready to get out of high school, and he got killed on that Saturday when I was trying to get him to let me take him home. But instead, he went to another route, which was another friend of mine. He's long gone himself now. My buddy William Grant, that was another friend of mine. Matter of fact, that's my cousins. Matter of fact, my first cousin, her son, I named him Big Yank. We nicknamed him, but his name Terry Grant. In other words, that was his daddy. William is the one that they had a struggle over a rifle. Matter of fact, I believe it was a sawed-off shotgun because if I'm not mistaken, me and William, we used to use that gun when we would go fishing. And so in other words, I had a double blow that Saturday as well, people. I had a double blow because one was my friend, both of them were my friend. One of them got killed. One of them was, in other words, I don't think, I wasn't there, but I don't believe that William really meant to kill him. I think it was just a struggle, and I think that gun went off. I believe that. I don't think William really meant to kill Calvin. But nevertheless, my mind stayed on Calvin all this evening. Up until just a few minutes ago, my mind stayed on Calvin, stayed on it. And I didn't know what it meant. But then again, I went and to YouTube, and I looked at this video about this guy. He was showcasing his studio, and he was showing how he had another guy to come in and fix it up and soundproof it and everything. I don't know how this room sounds to y'all, because believe it or not, sometimes I do not even go back and look at my own video. I really don't. So I'm not for certain that how this room really sounds. Maybe that's what I need to do one of these days. I'm just going to get back here and do some sound checks and some recording, and just to make certain that I got a good sounding room in here. Because now I got a professional mic that I use back here on these videos and everything, but it sets off to my left. Y'all cannot see it. It's off camera. But nevertheless, it is a professional level mic. It's not a Neumann. Now I tell y'all that right now. It's not a Neumann, but you don't have to have a Neumann in order to get a good mic. There's a lot of good mics out there. You don't have to break the bank. But at any rate, this is what got my mind off Calvin a little bit, is when I went to and I listened to watched this video about this guy doing a studio makeover. Then I thought about it, how complex that God made us as humans. We are wonderfully made, particulars. God took God did his best work with us. And if you know anything about physiological things about the body, the mind, as well as the physical makeup of not mentally, but physical as well. God made us very, very unique. And I don't know whether a lot of people really realize this or not, but our bodies, God created us that we would never die. See, we really don't supposed to die. That's how come we don't understand death. Now, that's one thing we will never understand until we actually do it. But we don't understand it because, see, God did not give us that. We were never made to die. And matter of fact, our bodies were made to heal itself. And believe it or not, y'all, our bodies will heal itself. Even now, your body will heal itself if you take care of it. Let me say that again. Your body will heal itself if you take care of it. God created us that way. Your cells will regenerate. They'll make more cells. They said the only cells in our body that do not regenerate, and that's the brain cells. When you kill those, they're gone. But every other cell in our body will recreate itself. Now, why our brain don't work that way, I don't know. Maybe that's part of the curse as well. But I'm going to let y'all know the reason why I'm doing this here, memories, and why God made us so unique, is to say this one thing. I know that out of my 58-year journey, thus far, I've been up and I've been down. I've been sick and I've been well. But it's one thing that I do know. I will never blame God for any type of situation that happens to me, the man. Let me say that again. I will never blame God for nothing that happens to me, the man. I may ask him why, but I'll never blame him, because most of the time, people, 100% of the time, when there are things that happen to us, we only have we ourselves to blame for that, along with Satan. See, Satan don't need our help. He'll destroy us by himself. But it is you got to be really losing your mind to help Satan. I mean, come on, he don't need any help. But I said that to say this. Saying that God wonderfully made this body. And that now I know that this body will heal itself if you take care of it. Why do we put all this here foreign stuff in our bodies that work against it? Yeah, that's a good question. We don't eat right. Amen. I'm being the first one to raise my hand. We don't get the proper rest. Amen. But then we are surprised when our health fails. I mean, I know with me, with this hypertension, I have to watch my salt intake, very much so. But nevertheless, I haven't cut salt completely out of my diet. A lot of people say you should. Well, until that time comes, people, I'm gonna have to deal with it the best I can. Cause I am a seasoned freak. I am a seasoned food freak. I love my food seasoned. I just cannot stand bland food. And if I got to eat it that way, I just rather not have it at all. But I do understand that I can't put the whole salt box in the food either. So you see, we're made. God gave us that memory. I believe God gave us the memory as well as, I got a very good memory. I got a very good memory, even in my upper years, I should say, because I'm not that 25-year-old no more. But my memory is in very good condition. It's intact to the utmost. I don't forget too much. And I can sit here and I can go way back, early years. Now, there are some things that are kind of vague, but I'm talking about overall scheme of things. And I think about it. So God made us so wonderful that he gave us that memory. I believe, this just miniman now, y'all. I believe God gave us that memory like that for us to remember those deep things so that we can remember, in other words, bring it to our memory as a protection mechanism. I was going to mention this in the Bible study the other night, but I didn't, about the memory. If you would listen to your suitcase, that memory going to always reflect back to some point in time in your past or a situation that's going to remind you. It's like a warning. It's like an alarm clock, a warning. Don't do it. You remember. Yeah. All right. Now that we know partly, I should say, because that mind is so complex, our brain capacity, they say, I forget where I read about that we don't even use like 1/4 or 1/8 somewhere in one of them fractions. I don't forget now what it is about the maximum capacity that we use our brain, which it is capable of. We don't even touch it. We don't even scrape the surface. God made us just that complex. Many, many supercomputers inside of this brain right here, y'all. And you have them too. So why did God do it? Well, I'm going to be safe, and I'm going to just give y'all my opinion. It's my opinion now. This is not biblical. It's my opinion. I believe God gave us that memory to help us and also to warn us of certain things to keep us from making the same mistake that we have done in the past, in the future, and in the present time. See, in other words, if I did not have a memory of February 9th, 2018, it'll make me start taking for granted where I am right now. If I didn't have a memory, and then, like I said, some of that night, I don't have a memory of it. Some of it escaped me, and it hadn't come back to this day. But I do remember what did happen on that particular date, and I know the condition that I went through. So that memory of that making me more grateful as I sat here tonight or this morning in front of y'all, in front of this camera, explaining to you why I believe God gave us memory like that and such a magnificent memory. So when I said that, like I said, this guy was doing a makeover of his studio. That would make me think about mine in here, my bedroom studio. Now I don't have all this here this treatment and stuff on the walls and stuff like that, but I have a bunch of other junk on the wall, as y'all can see around me. I got an old upright piano back there I've been had for years, and I got all my junk back there on it and different stuff that all I use. At some point in time, I use it all, but all that stuff there takes the place of mighty well say wall treatment, called it diffuses the sound to keep it from bouncing around back here. So that's how come I'm asking everybody tonight on, or I should say this morning, if y'all my cyber friends, my close circle, y'all see in this video, let me know how the sound quality is to you, and we'll go from there. Because now I know I'm not going to do no treatment back here. I got stuff hanging up and got stuff every which way. I mean, y'all just don't see all the stuff that I got around on the floor back here. This here my main room. Don't nobody come back here but me, so I can keep it the way looking the way I want it. As long as I can get in here, that's good enough. That's good enough. But I wanna know how the sound coming through to y'all. That's what I want to know. And then if I need to do anything else with the room as far as treating is concerned, I got my own way of doing it. I got my way of doing it. I'm not telling y'all to go out and buy all this expensive stuff, studio foam and all that. I don't think so. Not if you're not going to use it. In other words, if you're not into heavy duty recording and recording singers that are gonna come, ain't no singers gonna come back. I'm not gonna have nobody come back here do no singing but me. Even if I do any singing, it's gonna be sitting here in this chair. I'm not gonna be up at no microphone trying to do no real great vocals inside of here, but not out there in Walker Studio A. That's my main studio. Now out there, I got to have it sort of, I got to have everything. And plus, see, I got that's a mobile home out there, y'all. I think I showed y'all that video of it. It's a mobile home that I converted into a studio. And it got long halls, especially on the right side where it got the hallway where it goes back to, that was the bathroom, in other words. And so I didn't cut that off and everything, need a bathroom. And so that hallway there, now I could cover that hallway up with some a curtain or something, and I might do that eventually. But for right now, I got that open. Now that might have a little echo in it, and I still got to figure that out myself. I got to do a test video out there, a test recording to see exactly how it sounds, because I don't want no unwanted reverberation. All the reverb I want is on purpose. I don't want no unintentionally. And I don't want no outside sounds coming in. And it's not very soundproof, but it's soundproof enough. I don't think I've ever had any problem with no leakage as of yet. But just to go back, then y'all know that I was there doing a little taking a break as I did on the other night. And actually, I was going to try to go ahead on and do a little test recording with my keyboard back here tonight on Ableton Live. I got a copy of Ableton Live a few years back with one of my pieces of software. I think it was with that APC Mini I bought, and it's not the not the sweet version. In other words, even though I got a way that I've got a lot of different things that I have received from others and from other equipment that I bought, and I got these sometimes get upgraded to the full version and everything. But that suite, that Ableton Live suite, that thing costs in the excess of about $799 for the suite, if I'm not mistaken. That's a pretty big piece of the pie, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think I got enough to deal with what I'd have to do with. And so we're not even worried about that. And then I'm going to let y'all know something else while I'm dealing with memories here tonight. Those of you that are into music production, Cakewalk, that used to be Sonar, it was owned by Gibson, I think, at one time, but Gibson sold out, and it was a company now, I think, out of Japan. I believe it's out of Japan, but they call it BandLab. BandLab purchased that. In other words, that used to be Sonar. I loved Sonar. And X3 edition. And they BandLab over they bought it out and everything. They took it up. They offering a free version, and they've been doing it now. I know ever since I got sick in 2018, because when I got out of the hospital, I found out about it then. And that was like April or May of 2018 when I first found out about it. But if you are looking for a real good 64-bit, though, it's 64-bit, letting you know that your 32-bit plugins are not going to work with it. Like Dimension Pro, that was meant for 32-bit. Dimension Pro will not work in Cakewalk by BandLab. No, this is a 64-bit operating system only run, and they're only going to run the 64-bit plugins. But if you don't mind being limited with the plugins and the VST instrument like Pro, and I loved that. What do you call it? Oh my Jesus! There we go to memory, y'all. I'm trying to think. I can't think of the name. I just called it that a few minutes ago. Oh my goodness. It's a VST Dimension Pro. That's what it is. Dimension Pro. It's very good. Good VST with a sampler and everything. Got some great sounding EPs, great sounding grand piano, basses, strings, brass, trumpets, all. They got it all, and it's very good. But guess what? It's only work with the 32-bit brand of Cakewalk. So unless you have the old version of Sonar X3, you will not be able to use the Dimension Pro inside of BandLab for Cakewalk. But they do have a great EP, electric piano, that you can use inside of Cakewalk by BandLab, and it's free. You can't beat that. Free, totally free, all fully functional. It ain't no demo. It's fully functional. So I'm telling y'all, your producers out there, you get an EP, you get a bass, you get they call it the Cakewalk instruments, I believe. You get a bass, you get a EP, you get a string section, and drums. You get those for VST instrument, totally free. And you can always go on the internet and find some free VSTs like basses and acoustic guitars, as well as some pianos, as well as some EPs and grand. You can find some free ones out there that will work with Cakewalk by BandLab. But remember, you got to get the 64-bit version, because the Cakewalk by BandLab is only 64-bit. They don't have a 32-bit version. So if you got your 32-bit system still on your computer, I would not delete it. I would keep it just in case where you can use your old VST. But I would try the 32-bit, the 64-bit Cakewalk by BandLab. Now, be honest with the people, I've used they got an online sequencer, as well as they got the full version that you can download and put on your hard drive. I've used both. And to be honest with you, I am not I'm just not that type of producer. I never liked loops. Don't get me wrong. I've never liked loop sequencing. Some reason, it's just not me. Now, I see some guys and gals out there, they can use those loops so well. And I said, wow, that's awesome. But me, MIDI Man, as of yet, MIDI Man have a problem incorporating loops into my production. I like to set that keyboard and work it all out myself. Now, I know that might be the hard way to do it, the long way to do it, but that's what I know. I like working linearly. That's where I like start to finish. But now the loops, that's one of the reasons why I never was able to get into Fruity Loops. I've tried, and I looked at tutorials and videos about it, and it seemed like the rest of the guys, they can use it so well. And I mean, they just do amazing work with those loops. And I'm just saying, as MIDI Man, I come from the old school. I haven't graduated yet. I haven't came up to the loops. I just cannot. I mean, I have not tried my hand at the loops, and that's the reason why I don't like the online Dog, Cakewalk by BandLab. The online version, it basically loops. Now you can use your VST T's and you can play it from your MIDI keyboard. But I was suffering from a lot of latency when I tried to use it. But I think I had a lot of plugins in my Chrome browser. That was the reason why that mine didn't work so well, because I used another browser called Brave, and I did not have no latency at all with it. So, but I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm just not a loop type person. And maybe, hey, maybe somebody out there can point to something maybe I'm not doing right. I don't know, but I just know that I'm a linear worker. I start from here and go to here. Not much on loops. But at any rate, as I was saying, those of you that are producers out there, check out Cakewalk from BandLab. I don't think you can go wrong with it. It's free, 64-bit. It's very powerful, and I like the offline version, but I don't care for the online. I don't care for that at all. At least I haven't had no success with it as of yet. Now I got a buddy, Richard Butler. Richard Butler, he's House of Jazz on YouTube. Y'all know him. Now Richard have had a lot of success with using it. Matter of fact, him and this young lady, they did a couple of tunes. They did some duets together, and that was awesome. And I loved every moment of it. And I take my hat off to him and her for being such a great artist. Both of them, they did that very well. Now, he got it down to a science, but old MIDI Man ain't caught up yet. So I'm just letting y'all know. With that being said, MIDI Man, I didn't mean to do a long video like this here, but I was just talking about memories. And today was one of the days I had a lot of reminiscing about my buddy, like I said, Calvin Cook, that he lost his life on the year we graduated. And that we were getting ready for graduation about 2 or 3 weeks before graduation. And he was accidentally killed and everything. And we ain't forgot him yet. After all these years, we haven't forgotten him. It's been 40 years now. This year it'll be 40 years. Still haven't forgotten him. Just like it was yesterday. You don't forget friends, people. But at any rate, until the next time, next video, next Bible study, whichever comes first, whatever get into it. God ain't in it, please, ma'am. Come on out of it, please, sir. Because it's going to come to nothing. Till the next video, next Bible study, whichever comes first. This is MIDI Man saying peace and good morning.